Hello everybody. It is Sunday, May the 3rd, and I'm doing this update basically to let you know that I don't really have an update. I still haven't been submitted to my insurance yet as far as I know. So tomorrow, on Monday, I'm going to make a call to find out what the holdup is because it's been a month since I completed my supervised dieting. But I thought, anyway, I'd just go ahead and make a video and maybe talk about the process that I've been through so far. It all started on October 1st of 2008. I attended my first informational seminar at my surgeon's office. It was very informative. They not only talked about lap band, but they talked about gastric bypass and gastric sleeving, I believe it's called. And I sort of knew what I was looking at when I went in, just because I know people that have had lap band, and like I told you, my brother had very good success with lap band. So I made my final decision after that meeting. They gave me a huge packet of information at the meeting along with a bunch of forms to fill out to get the process started. And I was really eager, so I got all those forms filled out in a couple days' time and mailed to them. And then I set up an appointment with my primary care physician to start my 6 months. So that first appointment with him was on, I believe it was October the 7th of 2008, just a week after I'd attended the seminar. The appointments with him consisted of, I took a form with me every time that the surgeon's office had provided, and my physician filled that out. It had like my current weight, blood pressure, anything like that on it. And then it also had what he was indicating I needed to do for that month, whether it was a certain amount of calories to consume a day or exercise and things like that. And as soon as I left his office, I'd go straight to the fax machine and fax that to my surgeon's office, so they always had up-to-date information on where I was at in my process. So as of 2 weeks ago, well, almost 4 weeks ago now, it was April the 8th, I completed all those visits. As far as I know, we accomplished everything we were supposed to accomplish in those doctor's appointments, but I didn't lose 10% of my body weight, which was one of the requirements. So I don't know how that will go over. My physician thinks it's no big deal, but I guess we'll find out as soon as they get me submitted. There was a few other things that I've done so far required by my surgeon's office and by my insurance, and one of those was to see the dietitian. So I've had my appointment with the dietitian. It was just one appointment. They tell me that's enough to suffice for insurance, so I'm crossing my fingers. At that appointment, I got this really cool book. It's really easy to understand. It looks like it's just typewritten from information that they want me to have. It's got everything in here. The name of it is Nutrition Guidelines Following Gastric Adjustable Banding Surgery, and it's published through my hospital. It talks about everything from how much protein you need to have, talks about why it's sensible to eat the protein, talks about side effects, hair thinning, talks about daily exercise, how many fats to have, how to take different medications that you may have already been prescribed, not as a result of the weight loss surgery, but just how to manage your own medications. Talks about constipation, talks about what to expect at your first fill. Really talks a lot about the diet prior to surgery and then the diet for the initial phases afterwards. What actually is a liquid diet? How much protein do you need in that time? What's the food you can eat on the mushy stage? How many weeks or days or whatever do you have to be on the mushy stage? Then when you step into your new foods past mushies, how do you introduce them to you and your new band? They also pointed out that just because you have the surgery and have the band does not mean you have restriction, and restriction is the key to this whole process. So you probably won't have any real restriction until after you get at least 1 to 4 or 5 fills, however many it takes for you in general. It talks about foods that you may not tolerate well. There's a whole section on tofu, and I'm really not scared of tofu. I just never been able to fix it very well, so I'm going to try a few of these recipes and see how that works. A big section on vitamins, different vitamins to take, and the schedule they want you to take your vitamins on, chewable vitamins, liquid vitamins, things like that, because chances are you're not going to be able to swallow big pill vitamins. Lots of protein shake recipes, a list of websites to go to look for recipes, to look for vitamins, talks about eating out after weight loss surgery, avoid grazing, we all know what that is, and everyday way to get moving, just all kinds of things in this book. So it's a pretty cool book. Another thing the dietitian did when I was there, she had a lot of visual aids that I could look at. For instance, a little medicine cup type thing, with 2 ounces, and she compared that to the size of a pouch with a tennis ball, which is maybe how much you were used to eating, or just all kinds of different things to show you an actual visual, what size would actually go down the hole afterwards, so you could compare it to medications. I think she used some M&Ms or something and some kind of visual aid. So anyway, all in all, it was a good experience to visit the dietitian. We didn't talk a whole lot about other nutritional aspects of weight loss. This was mostly geared towards how nutrition relates directly to the lap band.